The Jordan River is of symbolic and spiritual significance to many since the Bible says, "So the river are running low because of water diversions."
The Jordan River, a sacred place where Jesus was baptized, has always held great significance to millions of Christians around the world. But what if we told you that this holy river has finally dried up? And it's not just the River Jordan. The Euphrates River, another biblical river, is also drying up at an alarming rate. What could be causing this terrifying trend? And what does it mean for the future of humanity? The answers to these questions are both fascinating and frightening, so make sure to stick around till the end to find out. The Jordan River is a geographical marvel that winds its way through the heart of the Middle East, flowing from the snow-capped peaks of Mount Hermon in the north and eventually draining into the Dead Sea. It spans a distance of around 250 kilometers, snaking its way through rugged canyons, lush valleys, and arid deserts along the way. The Jordan River is more than just a waterway. It's a symbol of history, culture, and spirituality that's endured for centuries. For many Christians, the Jordan River is the site of one of the most sacred events in their faith, the baptism of Jesus by John the Baptist. But beyond its religious significance, the Jordan River is an essential resource for the people of Israel, Jordan, and Palestine. Sadly, the river's flow has drastically reduced over the past century, threatening the livelihoods of millions of people and the ecosystem that depends on it. This dire situation is not unique to the Jordan River. Other rivers, such as the Euphrates and the Yangtze, are also facing similar challenges, including pollution, climate change, and overuse, putting the future of these vital water sources in peril. Now picture a land where the sun scorches the earth, where rainfall is scarce and crops wither away without enough water. But amid this arid landscape, there's a lifeline that has sustained millions of people for thousands of years: the Jordan River. The water flowing through its banks is more than just a source of sustenance. It's a lifeline that has allowed the development of large-scale agriculture, feeding the region's growing population and contributing to its economy through exports. From wheat to olives, citrus fruits to vegetables, the crops grown along the Jordan River have been a source of life for generations. But with the river now reduced to a trickle, farmers must rely on food or drip irrigation or even hydroponic farming to keep their crops alive. And as the river dries up, conflicts over the usage and the construction of dams only exacerbate the problem. What will happen to the people and the land that depend on this vital resource? The Jordan River's fate is a harrowing tale of human actions, environmental degradation, and a once lush landscape left to wither away. But why is a river that has been flowing for thousands of years now struggling to sustain life in the region? This is the question that has puzzled many, as the struggle to control the river's water resources has led to a severe water shortage, affecting the livelihoods of millions of people who depend on the river for survival. Countries surrounding the river have different water management policies, leading to disputes over water allocation. Syria, one of the countries, has been diverting large amounts of water from Jordan's main tributaries for its own use. This has drastically reduced the water flowing downstream to Jordan and Israel. To make matters worse, Syria has suffered from a severe drought, further depleting the river's water resources. As a result, the Yarmouk River has dried up completely in some areas, leaving only a barren wasteland of cracked mud and dust. The lack of water has led to dire consequences, affecting the livelihoods of millions of people who depend on the river for survival. Once a symbol of life and prosperity, the Jordan River has become a ghost of its former self. Water management policies in the region are complex and multifaceted, and Israel's actions have also impacted the river's flow. In 1953, Israel constructed a dam at the southern end of the Sea of Galilee to provide water for irrigation and drinking, diverting over 50% of the water that should flow into the Jordan River and contributing to its gradual drying up. Let's take a closer look at the people of Jordan who have been living off the Jordan River for centuries. This river has been their lifeline, providing them with irrigation, drinking water, and sustenance for their crops and livestock. However, their own actions have led to the river's gradual decline. One of the primary issues is the excessive extraction of water from the river for farming and domestic purposes, with little regulation or oversight. This has caused a significant drop in the river's water level in some areas, reducing it to a trickle that cannot meet the needs of the locals. On top of that, untreated sewage, industrial waste, and agricultural runoff have led to pollution in the river, compromising its water quality and harming the river's ecosystem. This has had a devastating impact on the biodiversity of the river and its surrounding areas, putting many species of plants and animals in peril. And the Middle East's ongoing refugee crisis is an issue we shouldn't ignore. The Syrian conflict, which began in 2011, has compelled millions of people to flee their homes, with Jordan accommodating many of them. Unfortunately, this has put a huge strain on the country's limited resources, especially water. In fact, reports suggest that the population of Jordan has doubled since the conflict began, with over 750,000 Syrian refugees residing in the country. Consequently, the demand for water has increased dramatically, further depleting the already scarce water resources. The situation is worsened by the poor water and sanitation conditions in the refugee camps, which contaminate water sources like the Jordan River. To add to the crisis, the camps consume a considerable amount of water for daily activities like cooking, cleaning, and bathing, further depleting the river's resources. The increase in population has also led to a rise in agricultural activity in the area. Many refugees practice subsistence farming, growing crops to sell for financial support. However, the situation has led to more water depletion from the Jordan River as farmers divert water for irrigation. The drying river has also caused substantial environmental consequences too. The thriving ecosystems that once sustained numerous plant and animal species have been severely damaged. Wetlands, which are essential habitats for migratory birds and other wildlife, have evaporated, leading to a reduction in biodiversity. Moreover, the dwindling flow of the Jordan River has led to a dangerous surge in pollution, with the remaining water becoming increasingly polluted. One of the reasons why this catastrophic phenomenon is happening lies in the unique geological features of the Jordan River. Flowing through the Jordan Rift Valley, a narrow and elongated depression caused by the separation of tectonic plates, the river is part of the Great Rift Valley, stretching from Syria to Mozambique. This area is known for being one of the most geologically active regions on the planet, and the Jordan Rift Valley has a set of geological features that have a profound impact on the water flow of the river. Among these features, the Dead Sea Transform Fault, a major geological fault that runs along the valley's length, is one of the most significant. The Dead Sea Transform Fault is no ordinary boundary. It's the meeting point of two massive tectonic plates, the African and Arabian, responsible for seismic activity that shakes the region. However, the fault has an even more profound impact on the Jordan River because it creates pull-apart basins, deep depressions that act like water traps. These basins and depressions are formed when the fault's two sides move in opposite directions, fracturing the rocks and creating a series of terraces that hinder the water's flow downstream. The Jordan Rift Valley's high degree of subsidence is another feature that plays an essential role in how the river flows. It's a natural occurrence in rift valleys where the Earth's surface sinks due to the stretching and fracturing of the crust. The voids and spaces created by this process fill with water and create sinkholes and depressions that impede water flow. These geological features have created hazards for both people and infrastructure in the region. The Jordan Rift Valley's subsidence has numerous implications for the Jordan River's water flow. Firstly, it affects the river's groundwater recharge, which occurs when water seeps into the ground and replenishes the aquifer. The Rift Valley's subsidence reduces the amount of water that can enter the ground and recharge the aquifer, which is a crucial water source for the river. Secondly, subsidence affects the river's water flow by altering the river's course. Due to the subsidence and fracturing of the Earth's crust, the river's course is constantly shifting, creating new channels and redirecting water flow. Aside from subsidence, erosion is another geological feature of the Jordan Rift Valley that affects the Jordan River's water flow. Erosion is a natural process by which water and wind wear away the Earth's surface, causing changes to the landscape over time. In the Jordan Rift Valley, erosion has significantly shaped the river's course, impacting water flow. The Jordan River's path is an awe-inspiring testament to the power of erosion, with its deep canyons and gorges that create bottlenecks and slow down water flow. But it's not just erosion that threatens this vital waterway. Alluvial fans formed by the buildup of sediment can create barriers that dry up the river if not controlled. With water scarcity a pressing issue for humanity, it's essential that we take action to preserve the Jordan River. The solution requires a multifaceted approach, including letting the river flow naturally, replenishing it with water from other sources, exploring underground water sources, reducing water demand, and more. The governments should work together to ensure that the Jordan River continues to flow for generations to come. What do you think about the Jordan River's current situation? Let us know in the comment section.